All right, so before we get started, I'm mentioning that you all should have gotten an acknowledgement that this meeting is being recorded. Good evening, my fellow Toastmasters, guests, and any dignitary guests we may have today. I'm not sure I saw anybody. But before we get started with another awesome meeting, I'm going to ask everybody to do our best to avoid any distractions. And I'm actually going to ask one more thing from everybody here. If you are not speaking, please mute yourself to avoid any distractions from those who are speaking and to allow the others to listen. Let's continue with our Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Let's get this show started. Let's pass this over to our one and only president, Shastri Stewart.
Thank you, Ray. Awesome job. Great job in leading the Pledge of Allegiance. Welcome back to another wonderful Toastmasters meeting. And Mark, I love your background. Yeah, I love it. Very patriotic. All right, so we'll move on to our meeting. I don't see any guests just yet. I believe Jan had mentioned that Dave would be joining us later on. So if he joins us, we'll welcome him. Let's do our mission statement. What is the mission statement? Hold on a second here. Where are you? Oh, yes, our mission statement. It is to provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence. And tonight we have a very beautiful, very energetic Toastmaster of the evening, Toastmasters Connie Andrew. So I'm going to pass the mic over to Connie, and Connie will lead the meeting. Connie?
Okay, so as Toastmaster of the day, I serve as your Master of Ceremonies. For the benefit of some of you that may not remember, a traditional Toastmasters meeting has got 3 sections. We've got the formal speeches, table topics, and evaluations. I encourage you, as everybody is doing their positions and speaking, please go into the chat box and do the Oreo cookie method. Give them something that you love, something that they can improve, and then sandwich it up with some more love. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters. Let's have a great President's Day Toastmasters meeting this evening. Throughout the meeting, our members have the opportunity to practice their listening and critical thinking and management skills by serving in various roles. So this evening, Toastmaster Woodland Cassius, please explain your role as the counter.
Toastmaster of the day, the purpose of the counter is to note any word or sound used as a crutch by anyone who speaks during the meeting. Words may be inappropriate interjections. I'll use this flashlight. Toastmaster.
Toastmaster Jack Miller, please explain your role as the Grammarian Master, Word Master this evening.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster. One of the benefits of Toastmasters is that it helps people to improve their grammar and word use. Being grammarian provides an exercise in expanding listening skills. I have several responsibilities: to introduce new words to members, to comment on the language in use during the course of the meeting, and to provide examples of eloquence. The word of today is passion, a compelling emotion, a strong amorous or feeling of love, a strong fondness, enthusiasm, or desire for something, a passion for music, for instance, Her passion to be used in a sentence, her passion to become a better speaker led her to joining Toastmasters, where she not only became a better speaker, but also met the love of her life. Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jack Miller. Toastmaster Michelle Gonzalez, please explain your role as general timer.
Toastmaster of the day, I am responsible for monitoring time for each speaker. I operate the timing signal to indicate speech length. Timing begins with the first definite verbal or nonverbal communication with the audience. As the general timer, whomever is speaking and has control of the meeting, please pay attention to the red color behind me, as this means you get to wrap up where you are as quickly, professionally, and efficiently as possible. Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Michelle Gonzalez. Toastmaster Justin Gwynn, please explain your role as the general manager.
Good evening, Toastmaster of the day. I am very passionate tonight about serving as the general evaluator. If one thinks of a club meeting as a project, then think of the general evaluator as the quality control manager. I'll be commenting on the overall flow of today's meeting and providing feedback. Back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Justin Gwynn. Toastmaster Mark Kessler, please explain your role as the table topics master this evening. Unmute yourself.
Toastmaster of the day. The topic master gives members who are not assigned a significant speaking role the opportunity to speak during the meeting. I challenge each member with a subject, and they respond with a 1 or 2 minute impromptu talk. Please pay attention to the time signals and utilize as much of these 2 minutes as you can. Our timer will demonstrate the timing signals now. Timer.
1 second. The green will be, I'm not too sure of the time of the speech for the table topics. 2 minutes, 2 minutes, is it? And
You are correct, 2 minutes.
2 minutes, this will be shown at 2 minutes, and then the red will be shown at 2.3 seconds
No.
into the speech.
Isn't it
Yellow
1 to 2 minutes?
2 minutes and 30 seconds, red at 3 minutes.
Red at 3 minutes, okay.
Toastmaster Jack Miller, can you take the screen off, or how do we make the whole screen? I
Okay,
can
the
only
screen is
see, oh,
blank.
there we go. Okay, great. Now we can see Michelle. Perfect. Thank you, Toastmaster Jack Miller.
Sorry, just a point of clarification on that. I believe table topics is 1 to 2 minutes.
1
That's
to 2
correct.
minutes,
It-
yes.
1 to 2
Yes.
minutes, not 2 to 3 minutes.
Right, so 2 minutes is when I'll show the green.
red
and
card.
2.3
The red.
The red.
The
that's
red
right.
at 2:31.
2:31 is the red. Thank you
No,
so much.
2
Noted.
minutes, 2 minutes to red, and then 2:31 is basically, you're gonna clap.
You clap them off.
Okay, 2 minutes to red, okay,
1 minute is green.
And
okay.
yellow at 1 minute and 30 seconds, right?
Yes, that's correct.
I do apologize, I'm using a new computer. My other computer was washed the other day by mistake. So
Washed.
washed with water from a balloon, yes, so.
Oh, okay. I was like, you put that in the.
That sounds like a good story to tell.
I should
Michelle.
tell that story.
The
And
first
Connie,
section,
I have the invocation.
oh,
section,
go ahead,
and
Ray,
signed
thank
up,
you.
So I'll say pretty quick here. So we are all a little weird. And life is a little weird. And when we find someone whose weirdness is compatible with ours, we join up with them and fall in mutual weirdness. And we call it love. Dr. Seuss. Madam Toastmaster.
Love your passion, Ray Melendez.
And where do you think you had saved for me? How you move down the thing again?
Read
The
your
first-
mic.
Michelle, I think
Can you mute yourself, Michelle?
Sorry.
The first section of our meeting is the formal speeches, which are prepared speeches based on specific projects in our communications manual or our Pathways program. This evening, we have 2 speakers. Toastmaster Shastri Stewart, please provide us with the project information for our first speaker.
absolutely, Madam Toastmaster. All right, Micheline Lombard will be speaking from Project L3, which is an elective. Her job is to inspire the audience. Speech title, Change the World. Be prepared for Micheline Lombard to change the world. Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shastri Stewart. Timer, please demonstrate the timing signals for this project.
Madam Toastmaster, is it a special project? What is the time?
5 to 7 minutes.
Okay. I will demonstrate the yellow card at 5 minutes.
Green card first.
No, it's the green card first.
The green card at 5 minutes. The yellow card at
6 minutes.
6 minutes.
6 minutes.
And the red card at 7.
At 7 minutes.
And at 7.30, I will clap the speaker off.
Yeah.
Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Michelle Gonzalez. You're doing a great job. Change Your World is the title of our next speaker. Micheline has been a Toastmaster for 3 years, and through the support of the club and consistently practicing positive affirmations, she is celebrating her present growth in this season of her life. Toastmaster Micheline Nebhard.
God grants me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, and courage to change the things I can, and wisdom to know the difference. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters. How are you this evening? Change your world. By a virtual poll, how many of you made a New Year's resolution? Come on. Awesome. Was it the same resolution you did in prior years? Okay, some of us are guilty of that too. A study was done and found 64% of New Year's resolution only last 1 month in the year. And 46% of resolutions will last about 6 months into the year. With those statistics, most of us, our resolutions will fail. You see, if you are using the same methods, the same mindset, the same skills and resources, you have a recipe for failure. This evening, I will share 3 nuggets on how you can change your world by being more intentional. 1, preparation. Prepare your mind, your body, visualize and meditate or pray on the things you would like to accomplish or the things you will have a passion for. Allow yourself to be still during this waiting period of observation, to have clear directions. You will see the doors start opening to new possibilities and opportunities. Courage. Have courage to change the things you can. Be willing to take action when others wouldn't. The sky's the limit. Be bold in your living. Change is not easy, but you have to work hard at it and be consistently striving for the best and never to give up. You can change your life by altering your attitude. Attitude is a big one. As we celebrate Black History Month, Martin Luther King said, "If you cannot fly, then run. If you can't run, then you walk. If you can't walk, then crawl. But whatever you do, you have to keep on moving forward." Wisdom. Have wisdom to know the difference. That's something most of us lack in some ways or the other. Is to make wise and good decisions. Wisdom is a valuable commodity and it's measurable. It's a factual thing. At times we second guess our inner self, our intuitions. We know it will be wise for us to change or tweak the path we are heading, but we say no because we do not want others to think we are failures. Spend more time and energy and resources reading, developing yourself. Changes today make room for a better tomorrow. So, Wellington Toastmasters, are you ready? Are you ready to change your world?
You're on mute, Connie.
Thank you, Toastmaster Micheline Nemhard. That was awesome. Oh my gosh, I love the serenity prayer. I love the doing things intentionally. I love everything you said and how you ended. You definitely caught my attention the whole way through. That was really a great job. Toastmaster Michelle Gonzalez, please provide us with the project information for our second speaker.
Toastmaster of the day, I will be evaluating Toastmaster Ray Marvelous Melendez. He will be focusing on today understanding your communication style. He will be presenting 5 rituals I do to kickstart my. Could you finish that for me, Connie?
I'm mute again, Connie.
Sorry. Toastmaster Ray Melendez. 5 rituals I do to kickstart my goals. Ray is going to be doing the same speech that he did this week, taking into consideration the feedback that he got from us last week. So last week, you hit it out of the ballpark. So this week, it's got to be a grand slam, Ray. Take it away.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters. A few years ago, I was traveling for about 6 months for a project with some of my team members. We would leave here, Palm Beach, on a Monday, come back home on a Friday. This was week after week after week after week. And boy, I tell you, we really got to know each other. One evening while we were having dinner, one of the guys came to me and mentioned, Ray, I noticed these last couple of months while traveling with you that you seem to try to get the most out of your day. I see you early in the mornings doing the same things at the same times and in the evenings as well. And at the end, you seem to get a lot done with your routines. Then he asked me, can you share with me your routine? I responded, routine? What are you talking about? I have no routine. I seriously didn't have any routine. I wasn't really keeping track of anything. But the following week, I started to think about what he said to me. And I started to write down what I was doing from the moment I woke up all the way to the evening, writing every little thing down. And I eventually realized that there were several things that I was doing repetitively that helped drive my day. I eventually wrote them down, and now I try to do them daily. And I'm going to share with you, my fellow Toastmasters. So the first thing I do every day is, well, I try to wake up at the same time. Now, if you know me, I'm an early bird. I normally in bed by 10:30 or so, but I'm up by 5, 6 in the morning. I'm up before my alarm, typically. But during this time, I actually try to get a couple of things done. One thing that I go about and do is, well, I try to stretch. And I really didn't realize the value of actually stretching early in the morning. I would go about and just start my day prior to this. The second thing I do is I take some time and pray, and I'm thankful for what we have. And if I'm home, which has been the case for the last, I could say, year or so, well, I go about and I take my dog for a walk on there. The key here is that I'm up at the same time doing these things, and these things help set my mood for the day. Which also leads to my second step. My second step that I do is, well, I allocate time for exercise. I have the goal of exercising for 1 hour a day and taking 12,000 steps. Now, this is easy for me to do when I'm going jogging, but I don't do that every day. When I'm not, what do I try to do? Well, if I'm on a call and I don't have to basically be seen on camera, well, I'll go for a walk while I'm on that call. Or I may just jump on the treadmill on there. But the key here is to stay active. Active for a large period or a period of your day. The third thing I do is, well, I write down my success list. Now, you probably all heard me talk about my success list a few months ago. I build my success list with the things I want to accomplish for that day. These 3 things may be personal, they may be work related, or they may be part of my business. But I keep it down to 3 things. Now, I may get more things done than what's on my list, but I make sure that those 3 things are done by the time the day ends. The fourth thing I do is, well, I surround myself with motivated people. There's a saying that birds of a feather flock together. Well, you may be saying to yourself, Ray, this is hard to do now with COVID-19. And I will tell you myself that is not true. So how do I do it? I come to meetings like this one. I go and I attend leadership workshops that offered by my jobs. There's some that are offered online as well for free. There's a lot of content out there for free. I attend virtual meetups with successful people. And when I'm actually staying active or doing some sort of exercise, if I'm doing so, I try to listen to motivational podcasts, books, something that's going to keep me actually with a positive thinking. Now, you compare this to listening to negative people or people who just nag, I could tell you right myself that doing this helps keep me motivated and helps drive my day. The fifth thing I do is typically at the end of the day, I try to be again thankful and celebrate what I've accomplished that day. This correlates back to creating my success list. When I complete those items, I try to celebrate those accomplishments. Those are my wins for the day. That's what I'm celebrating. But I also try to be thankful and grateful for what I have. My wife, my kids, my family, friends like you. Now, when I was younger, I didn't realize the value of this. I would actually just work. And if I was married, well, she had to deal with me with this attitude. But I could tell you that I find that it's important because you are acknowledging what you've accomplished and you're motivated to do it again the next day. Now, those are the 5 rituals that I try to keep. I was initially doing these only some days until I realized their value. Once again, do I do them every day? Of course not. But the days that I miss one, I try again the next day. Now, these are part of my daily rituals, and I use these 5 rituals to help get to my long-term goals. Madam Toastmaster.
That was great, Ray, for the second week in a row. I love how you celebrate your wins and you are grateful for everything that you have. And I felt like there was more passion in you this week. Maybe it was because of Valentine's Day and all the hugs and kisses you got yesterday. I made you smile. That's good. So let's have a brief timers report at this time. And are we ready to vote for the best speaker, or are we going to leave that till last?
We are ready to set the first poll.
And then right after that, we can do a timers report for our 2 speakers. Okay, let's vote.
Four, 3, 2, 1.
Timer, go ahead.
Toastmaster of the day. All speakers were within time. No speaker went above their speech limit. Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Michelle. I just want to remind you to please fill in that chat box. You know, the cookie method. You can use that and just give our speakers and our functionaries some feedback on what a great job they're doing. The second section of our meeting is our table topics section. This is an opportunity for members to develop their extemporaneous speaking skills. This is an impromptu speaking. Guests are encouraged. We don't have guests this weekend, so it looks like we're all going to participate. So let's move forward. Please welcome Toastmaster Mark Kessler as our topics master this evening.
Hello, Toastmasters! I'm so passionate about all of you. It shows in your faces. I love to see you every week. It's amazing! Woo! Time to wake up. Here we go. I am passionate about what our topic is. It's about love, love, love. All right, here we go. Let's talk about it. All right, so our first topic of the day is going to be, what was your first love experience. What was your first love experience? Shastri Stewart, give it to us, Kai.
Oh, man. Wow. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters, guests, and Mark, our table topics master. What was my first love experience? I'm really close to saying I've never been in love, but I'm not going to say that because that's not true. But my first love experience was back in high school. I still remember the time I was in the choir and we had this event that we had to do in front of a lot of people. And it was me that went out of my shell because I used to be very reserved. But that night, for some reason, I knew the girl that I liked was there, and it was a different Shastri. I don't know what happened. It was like something just came inside of me, and I started dancing and moving. And if you don't know, I'm the best dancer at Wellington Regional Medical Center, so just so you know. But I started dancing, and the girl that I liked saw that. And that night, she spoke to me for the first time, and I was elated. We started dating. I felt all the butterflies in my stomach. And I think we dated for like about 6 months, and then we called it quits. Because I guess it was infatuation and not really love. But right now, right now is the only time I've ever felt truly in love, and that's with my wife, Mr. Table Topics Master.
That was excellent and quite touching, Shastri. Thank you for your share. The next topic on the table is explain your loving feeling of your mother or father. Explain your loving feeling of your mother or father. Toastmaster Justin, please.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mark. I'd have to explain the loving feeling of my mother. She's incredibly wonderful individual that shows nothing but love and passion for almost everybody that she meets. Even if I introduced her to you, each of you, she would ask, "What's your birthday?" And you might get a card from her on your birthday. I promise you that. She is just the most amazing individual, I've ever met in my entire life. The love that she has for other people is not only evident in anybody that meets her, but also even within her job. She has a role within the county to serve those who are unloved. She serves those within a county in Missouri that of people that are adjudicated as mentally incompetent or have others that don't have care for themselves. So she gives love to those people, even people that she just meets as part of her job, everyday job, caring for those people, loving those people. She shows them love every single day and shows love to everybody every day. So if somebody loves an individual more than you possibly can, it's certainly my mother, and I love her. Thank you.
Thank you, Justin. There was definitely a great expression of love in your eyes when you were talking about your mother. Thank you for sharing. The next table topic on the table is, when do you know that you are truly loving yourself? When do you know you are truly loving yourself? Toastmaster Micheline, please give us your passionate view of loving yourself. Thank you.
knew you were going to give me that question. Thank you, Toastmaster, Topic Master. When do you know when you are loving yourself? I will say, you know when you're loving yourself when you're being careful and you are being in the moment of taking care of yourself and not allowing people to walk over you. Doing the right things, loving others, but some people, you have to love them from afar because they will clutch your spirit. I'm going through that period right now where I have to take a step back and say, okay, you can stay that far away from me, but I will love you from over here. And that's loving myself, because I have realized by me putting myself first, I'm able to take care of others. So I'm learning that right now. And as long as you are taking care of yourself first, you can take care of others in a much better way. Topic Master.
Beautifully said, Miss Micheline. Thank you for sharing that vital information about loving yourself. The next table topic. When do you know that you are not loving yourself? When do you know when you are not loving yourself? Mr. Ray Melendez, please do share that topic. Thank you.
The question was, when do you know when you are
Not loving yourself.
not loving yourself? I could say many times when you are actually upset at something you've done, you've had a bad day, you've screwed something up, whatever it is, whether it's was something personal, something with a spouse, which I've done plenty of times, 20 years married now. You don't basically, you're not satisfied. You're not satisfied with what you've done. You take a step back and you think about what's happened. And I lost track again what the question was, because I was.
When do you know you are not loving yourself?
Yeah, there you go. So I'll go back to the question, but instead of the way I try to go about it is I take those and use those to correct myself. You go about, and rather than go and not necessarily appreciate what you've done, you learn from it. And you take that and move forward with it.
Thank you, Mr. Ray Melendez. That is quite informative and helpful to all. Thank you for your share. The next table topic, we have 32 more table topics coming up, so we'll all be doing it at least 3 more times. What was your favorite pet that shared unconditional love? What was your favorite pet that shared unconditional love? Mr. Woodland.
My favorite pet that shared the most unconditional love. It's hard to pick because I have 2 cats that my mom brought home. They both love me unconditionally. Therefore, it's hard to choose one. I would say my great cat named Blue. She's the one who shares the most love in the household. And actually, she just came to me right now, actually. My other pet, Oscar, he's a black cat. He's kind of reserved. I don't know why. That's all I have for now. Toastmasters.
Thank you, Mr. Woodland. We all can appreciate a great pet and how much value they add into our lives, and they certainly do add love. So thank you for your sharing. The next topic. Do we have time for more topics? Yes, we do.
Keep it coming.
How do you know that your smile shares love when you smile? How do you know your smile shares love when you smile? Miss Michelle, can you time yourself and share at the same time? I know you can. Awesome.
Toastmaster of the day. My smile is bombastically present. That is why I know I can light up a room with my smile, and then my smile connects to my eyes, which shows my heart, and is a whole thing that I have going on because I know I love people. The topic that High on Green spoke of earlier, whether you are interested or interesting, I really identified with that, and that resonated with me because I know I am interested. So when I get into a room and I smile, I go after people. I want to know about them. And I also love Justin's mom because she reminds me so much of myself. I want to know your birthday. I want to know who you're married to. I'm going to introduce myself to them. So my smile really connects love. I don't know where I learned it. I think it came about because of my inability to understand that I was actually beautiful. I had a really hard childhood with my father, doubting where, that I was nice. So I tried to be nice on the inside and then show it on the outside. So my smile is all I got. Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you for that bombastic explanation of love through smile. I felt it immediately when you shared with us. Always a great honor to hear from you. The next table topic is, who was your first love? Mr. Jack Miller, who was your first love?
You're muted.
Jackie,
There we
unmute
go.
yourself.
All right. Who was my first love? Well, I got to say Consuelo's my present love, and I love her more than I've ever loved another person.
Aww.
But my first love, I guess I probably found in the bathtub, and I won't tell you too much about it. At least I learned a little bit about loving there. And my first love is really my mother, though. Going back to, she was always offering unconditional love. And she's passed away several years now, but I still love her. And when I move on to paradise, she'll be the first person I hunt to see. I'm the oldest of 5 kids, so I was left in charge, and our dad was gone pretty early, or out doing other things, I should say. So she was always there to give us support, to encourage us, and I love her dearly. She had a difficult time, but the passion for life that she showed me was one of the things I really loved about her, will continue to love as I move forward into life and into death and the new experiences that follow. Mr. Topics Master.
Thank you, Jack Miller, for that amazing share of love for your mother. And yes, it is true. When you do reach her, she will be there with open arms for you. And may that not be for another 50, 60 years. Okay, our next table topic will be, how do you know if you are coming from an egoic place or a place of love? How do you know when you're coming from an egoic place or a place of love? Miss Consuelo Andrews.
Why did I know I was going to get this question? How do I know whether it's coming from the ego or it's coming from a place of love? Well, my premise in life is always, anything that comes out of my mouth is always coming from a place of love and compassion. I have a passion for wanting to be the light for other people, to make other people feel good, or to bring some good attention. Because I think just people in general, they love beating themselves up. So I like to be the light, to have them look at themselves in another way. And it goes back to loving yourself. And maybe a very long time ago, maybe when I was in high school or even college, or when I first got my job, things were more about me, about my ego. And I think that's where I was learning the difference between, and the gratification that I got of giving of myself and my heart to other people, rather than something that I was getting from it. So I just get so much more gratification when I am giving than when I am taking. And that's where the ego comes in. Thank you, Toastmaster.
Thank you, Connie Andrews. That was an excellent explanation of ego and love. Do we have time for one more? Yes, we do. No, we don't. We've been overridden. There's a veto going on. I pass this back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mark Kessler. So let's go ahead and have a brief timers report on our Toastmasters for our table topics Toastmasters.
Toastmaster of the day, all table topic speakers were within time. No one went above 2 minutes today.
Great.
Over 2 minutes, sorry.
So I want to tell you, thank you, Toastmaster Michelle. I want to just review the names of the people. So we had Shastri talking about his high school infatuation, about Justin and his mom, about Micheline and her beautiful smile, about Ray Melendez, Woodland and his cat Blue, and Harry, don't tell me. Michelle, Jack Miller, Connie Andrews. Those were the table topic Toastmasters, and can we go ahead and vote? Ray, are we ready for the vote?
I have those ready after the after the evaluations, where they both go together.
Thank you. So the third section of our meeting is the evaluation. Evaluation is the gift of instant feedback, a key part of the success of the Toastmasters program. So please welcome our general evaluator, Justin Gwynn.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. Timer, please demonstrate the timing signals for speech evaluations.
General evaluator at 1 minute. I will show the green.
Correction, 2 minutes. It's between
2 minutes,
3.
the green, 2 minutes, and then 2.31, I'll show the red.
Should be 2 minutes at green, 2:30 for yellow, and 3 for red. Clapping off at 3:30.
Okay, got it.
Wonderful. Without further ado, evaluating Toastmaster Micheline, we have Toastmaster Shastri. Please welcome Toastmaster Shastri.
Thank you, General Evaluator, fellow Toastmasters. Good evening again, and any guest that has come in, especially Micheline. Micheline, wow. I have to say, I've seen tremendous growth in you since you've joined Toastmasters. I mean, I can't really even explain it. It's amazing. And tonight, I want to focus on 3 things about your speech: your organization, your body language, and your delivery. First off, your organization was on point. You told us what you were going to speak about. You provided us with 3 points: preparation, courage, and wisdom. And you also left us with an amazing conclusion. Awesome job with organization. 2, your body language was very impressive. You had an open body posture, like you wanted us to give you a hug. You had the fist that signified your passion. You touched your heart when you talked about your inner self. Very, very powerful body language. Third, your delivery. Your delivery was magnanimous. The quotes that you used from MLK was genius. You said, open your attitude. I love the way you said that. Open your attitude. That matched your open body posture. Your pacing was exquisite. We heard every single word that you said. You paused, you pondered, and you made us comprehend before you move forward. Your vocal variety also was on point. Now, this is part of the meeting that I need to provide some constructive feedback. And I was really struggling to find anything that you could improve. But I did find one thing, something very small. If you were able to move back a little bit so that would see your entire body, I think that would be more effective. That's the only thing that I would recommend. Now, the way that you ended, you left us with key takeaways. You gave us a quote from MLK, said, keep moving. But the most important one that I loved is when you said, take action when others will not, because you did tonight. Thank you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shastri. Next, evaluating Toastmaster Ray Melendez, we have Toastmaster Michelle. Please welcome Toastmaster Michelle.
General Evaluator, thanks for the opportunity. And especially Ray Marvelous Melendez. This was an improvement from last time. I noticed that you took what we said about your presentation, your clarity, and you delineated your points well. You established what you wanted to say in 5 points, and you told us those 5 points, and then you told us again. The repetition was excellent. It piqued us interest into your day. It came alive. Your whole perspective came alive to us in terms of we can now know what you do every morning. It was very clear. I know at 5 o'clock Ray is up, and what he's doing, he's giving thanks, and that passion and gratitude came forward in the way that you spoke. You took your time. You were clear in everything that you said. If I could find one thing that I would like for you to challenge yourself on, would be to, when you say celebrate, you should celebrate, because celebrate and walk had absolutely the same tone. So I know that Ray can do this because you smile a lot, but you purse your lips and you don't breathe. So I would like for you to try to breathe more and make those words come alive. I thank you so much for the challenge for us to have these rituals, and it really painted a clear picture of success. Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the Day, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Michelle. Before I ask for the grammarian and the all counters report, Toastmaster Ray, are you prepared to do the next voting?
Yes, sir.
Shoot it up.
Launching now. Closing in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
May I interject, Toastmaster of the Day? For some reason, I wasn't able to vote at all. I'm
That is because you are signed in as the
the host.
host,
I
and
see.
you and me are not able to.
Okay,
So
okay. I just wanted to make sure that it wasn't my. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Let's move forward with the grammarian report. Toastmaster Jack Miller, may I please have your report?
Thank you, Mr. General Evaluator. The word of the day, passion, was used 6 times. I heard a few notable phrases. Change your world was one that started out with, and then take action when others will not. Shastri mentioned that, and I really liked it as well. There was also clear directions open the door to new possibilities. And I like that. And then the quote from Martin Luther King, if you can't fly, run. If you can't run, walk. If you can't walk, crawl, was, get out and do something. And that's always so important for all of us. There's one quote that says, changes made today make room for a better tomorrow. And I think the make room was kind of a little awkward there, where make a better possibility for tomorrow. Seemed to fit a little bit more into where you're going there. Another phrase was, Ray talked about actually helps me keep positive thinking, and that his 3 activities help him to keep the positive thinking going there. In table topics, there were also a few. There was a quote said, in front of a lot of people, could have been a large group, might have fit that a little bit better. Another nice quote was, explain your loving feeling of your mother or father. You are truly and then when you do know you are truly loving, that was the question, I'm sorry. And then there was bombastically present. I think that was the most powerful 2 words of the whole night. So, Mr. General Evaluator, that concludes my presentation.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jack Miller. Toastmaster Woodland, may I please have your all counters report?
General Evaluator, the total number of fields used by the club today is 10. The most fields used by a club member is 2. The most commonly used filler word today is well and but used 2 times. The following Toastmasters did not use any filler words during the meeting. Me, Shastri, and Micheline. That concludes my Allocate report.
Thank you, Toastmaster Woodlands. Now we will move on to my report. The meeting, I think, was run very well. I think we started on time. We kept time throughout the whole thing. I think we were going to finish on time. Didn't have any guests. Toastmaster of the Day, fantastic job. You did a very good job of continuing to push people throughout the weekend and this week of signing up, which is not always easy. I think you did a wonderful job there of doing some last minute, gathering and rallying of troops and getting people together. So a fantastic job there. Love your comments. The flow and the transitions between the speeches were fantastic. Certainly showed your listening skills and that you were very much paying attention. Topics master, theme was stated. Topics were appropriate certainly for this meeting. I loved all the questions, a variety of questions. I think you probably knew that we were going to get to every single person, but keep in mind, I guess, the order in which we should be going is, the folks that don't have considerable speaking things first. You probably knew that everybody was going to get a shot at it eventually, given the time that we had, and you had certain questions for certain people, but I'm sure you're well aware of the appropriate order. Speech evaluators, fantastic job as well. You guys did a great job covering all different aspects of a speech in terms of vocal variety and gestures and things of that nature. Oreo method followed, again, showed some great listening skills and great feedback on specific things that they did that you picked up on that weren't just, the typical average things. Very impressed with your guys' speech evaluations as well. Felt that the counter, grammarian, good reports there. Timer, I think it's just a matter of knowing and understanding the timings for each one. I think there's a couple different areas where we were unclear on what those are, and I think that's really important to know, especially when there are certain speeches that may be maybe slightly different than the typical 5 to 7 minutes, but certainly, the table topic is always, the 1 to 2 minutes. The evaluation is always 2 to 3 minutes. So those are things to be aware of. Overall, fantastic job. It's great to be back. Sorry I've been gone for a little while. Been a busy 2021, but I'm happy to be back and participating, and great to see you all. And pass it back to Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Justin Gwynn. Great evaluation of our meeting. Can we have the results of the votes this evening? Ray Melendez.
I forgot. That is me. For formal speaker, in first place, it is Ray Melendez. For first place in evaluator, give a hand to Shastri Stewart. And for best table topic, give a round of applause to Michelle Gonzalez. Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ray Melendez. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your participation, your passion. It's been my pleasure to serve as your Toastmaster this evening. So I want you to love yourself, love others, take action with, how do you make that heart? With passion. Okay, there we go, something like that. There you go, Jack, you got it. And let's have another great meeting next Monday. Kick ass this week. kick butt. All right, very good. Back to our wonderful president, Shastri Stewart.
Thank you, Connie. Wonderful job for Connie. Great job as always. My goodness, that energy. Do you drink Red Bull every day or something? I need to drink whatever you're drinking. Honestly, awesome job. And you have the memory of an elephant. Seriously, great job. And if you all could help Connie have a productive meeting next week, please sign up for roles as soon as the meeting is over. We have one speaker, I think, so far. If there are any other speakers that want to participate next week, please go online and do so now or after the meeting. All right, I do have a few announcements since we do not have any guests. I do not see any guests. Okay, yeah, no guests. All right, area contest. This Saturday, the 20th at 1 p.m. We have several of our executive team members participating in the contest, so please come join us via Zoom and show your support. I will send an email after the meeting to everyone so that you have the link. It's 1 p.m. this Saturday. Second thing, renewals. Renewals is not until March 31st, but we really want to start now promoting it. It'll be $70 for renewals, and that will be for 6 months. The person you need to see is Jack Miller. He'll be doing it via Venmo. Jack, is there anything you want to add?
Yeah, I just want to add that my Venmo is at Jack-Miller-94. And it's an account that I only use for Toastmasters. And like I said, it's $70.
Jackie, can you put it in the chat? Just put it in the chat.
That's a great
real
idea.
quick.
Yes.
Okay, I can do that right now.
What's the amount? I think it's 70, but just so that everybody has it.
Okay.
Yeah. Awesome idea. Yeah, so perfect. So $70 renewals is due March 31st. And the last thing is bring a guest challenge. We're really trying to build our club. We've achieved most of our goals so far this year, but if we're able to add 2 additional members, then we'll get the President Distinguished Award. So if you could bring a guest or invite a guest to our meetings, that will be greatly appreciated. You will be rewarded a gift card, $20 gift card. Okay, and that's done every month. Okay.
Connie cannot participate.
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah, that's right. Oh man. All right, that is it for me. It's 8:04. Wonderful job, everyone. And we'll have a brief meeting with Justin and the executive team after the meeting.
Thank you. Bye, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.